Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white, trimmed with red, and weighing in at 242 pounds. His professional record stands at an excellent 43 victories, including 28 knockouts, with only 3 losses. And he is currently rated as the number 6 heavyweight in the world by the WBC. Ladies and gentlemen, from Warsaw, Poland, here is the challenger, Andrew Golota. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing white, trimmed with black and red, and weighing 252 pounds. He brings a perfect professional record into the ring, consisting of 30 bouts, 30 victories with 21 knockouts, and he is rated by most boxing aficionados as the legitimate #1 contender in the world. From Norristown, PA, here is the defending NABF champion, presenting the undefeated Michael Grant.
Okay, gentlemen, you're both familiar with the rules of the state as they've been thoroughly gone over. I want you to remember 2 things. Obey my commands, and above all, defend yourselves at all times. Now shake hands and come out of the bell.
Jim, you mentioned earlier that the odds had opened at 8-1. We just learned that they've come down all the way to about 3-1. And in the last hours, I've heard the opinions of a lot of people I respect in boxing who think that Golota is going to win. So this is not the gimme that some people thought for Grant coming into this fight.
Well, Golota was so thoroughly discredited by most of us in boxing media after his performance against Lewis that I know many ringside experts never expected to see him anywhere near this plateau again. It says a lot about Andrew and the dedication he's put into the sport that he managed to get back this far. Both fighters said they wanted to come out and establish their jabs in round 1. Both fighters indicated that whoever got his jab going first should have an early advantage in the fight.
Grant is already starting to push that big left jab out there. He's got the reach, and he better take advantage of it tonight.
They trade right hand leads, and Grant drives Golota back with the right and the left.
Now, there are a few boxers who can actually throw combinations coming forward. Golota is one of the few who can do that. Now, Grant, he loves to be on the rope and let a guy come to him, and then he gets off while the other guy's trying to punch him and getting tired.
You're saying most fighters have to be standing still to throw a combination?
Yep, and Golota's had the talent to get you with 1, 2, 3 as he's moving on you.
Uppercut and the right hand across the top by Grant.
Grant already showing some versatility.
And a cut above the left eye of Andrew Golota.
He's throwing jabs, he's throwing some hooks, he's throwing some crosses. And there is a small jab. Good right hand by Golota to the body.
You got to understand, Grant's cup is really high. And the judges had better take note to that, because some of the punches you think are going low will be right there on the side.
Truthfully, George, we've seen it higher. That's a relatively low cup for Grant.
It is high.
Yep. And the blood on the face of Golota, I believe the cut is directly above the left eyebrow.
And
That's
also,
a good cut.
And also there seems to be an abrasion along the right eyebrow. A lot of stiff punches landed by Grant early in the fight.
The cut man in Golota's corner is the outstanding Joe Souza. He's going to have some work to do between rounds 1 and 2.
And that's what you want when you've got a good left jab, is to make the guy follow you around.
Oh, right hand by Golota deposits Grant right on the seat of his pants. And a sheepish little grin on Grant's face as if to say, where did that come from?
And Grant must be dazed and hurt because he got up too quickly.
And ran close to Golota.
Golota got to make sure he finished it correctly.
Golota to the body as Grant holds on upstairs.
Golota was looking to shoot a right hand over the jab and beat him to the punch.
He's landing his right hand leads.
So we have blood and a knockdown already in the first round.
And it wasn't just a knockdown. Grant's legs were buckled, one on top of the other.
Well, we know Golota has power, and now Grant knows it too. Second knockdown of the round. Cannot be saved by the bell. Grant knocked down twice in the first round, goes to his corner.
Does Grant have the experience to know how to cope with this?
Give me the ice bucket. Hey, quit bullshitting here, dude. You hear what I said?
You all right, man?
What are you doing?
A right
With
hand.
a right hand, because you got your fucking hand down the cut. Don't worry about it. Keep that jab hand going. Now use your feint. Jab. 1, 2, come back with a hook. All right? Ain't nothing. Looking good. We got one round. We fight it one round at a time. He's not going to be aggressive anymore. Just keep doing what you're doing.
I said earlier about Golota being successful going forward, throwing shots. Very few guys can do that.
Yep. Well, everybody wants to see Grant's mettle tested. It is being tested here.
And you heard Roger Bloodworth saying to Golota, he won't be aggressive anymore. Grant comes out throwing his jab, trying to gain some early command in round 2. Golota is going to be looking to fire right hands, and he lands one right on Grant's ear. Don Turner asked Grant to keep his hands higher.
He's got to re-establish the left jab Grant has.
This is looking like the early rounds of Golota and Bowe.
The second fight, when Golota was even more dominant than in the first.
Grant seems okay for the moment.
Right hand lands through Golota's guard. Grant trying to bring the blood out from above the left eye of Golota again. Well, a lot of people have wanted to see Michael Grant in a real fight. And here it is.
Golota is showing his left jab now. All of a sudden, Grant is looking out for himself, and Golota seems to jab.
And now Grant looking to measure Golota for a big right hand.
Okay, let's go.
Grant is not successful going forward. He likes to wait and let you come into him.
A lot of corners, Grant. Sizes him up. And Michael grabs and holds. Golota is super strong. Tim Witherspoon, with all his experience, said nobody ever hit me like that. Grant is wobbling again. A right hand by Golota, and Grant's legs are jelly.
Golota has been there, done that. This is new territory for Grant. Even the roar of the crowd can mess your legs up, can mess your eyesight up.
One more of those, and caught your point.
And already Randy Newman is warning Golota about holding behind the head.
Now, this is one fight the referee should stay out of now. This is big.
How can a referee stay out of an Andrew Golota fight?
Yeah, but don't, accentuate the positive, leave the negative alone. He's fighting a fair fight.
Innocent proven guilty, in other words.
Golota has not thrown.
He's got hit below the belt himself this time.
Keep the punches up. Let's go.
Golota is not throwing many body punches, so that he doesn't seem to be in that kind of danger at the moment.
Again, he's hitting to the body, Grant here. Below the belt.
Don't do it again.
Yesterday in our meeting, Golota cracked us up. We said, what interests you about Grant? He said, I want to know how he gets away with all those low blows.
And he is truthful tonight. Grant is the...
Chopping down little by little. He's chopping down little by little. But listen, loosen up a little bit. Little in and out movement. He's backing up. Use a little bit of feints. Loosen up a little bit, all right?
Give me the Vaseline. Give me the Vaseline. Vaseline.
Top.
Hey, Mike. put your hands up and throw power jabs, man. And fastball and left hook.
Just give me a second, boys. You got 2 warnings. Next infraction that cost you a point. You got it? I told him the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, dude. Going back to the first round, the first knockdown, you see Grant's hand low, his left low. Golota comes right over it. The second knockdown with Grant reeling, Golota pressures him and probably gets a 10-7 round, so he could be well ahead after 2 rounds.
CompuBox numbers on jabs through the first 2 rounds. Grant 10 of 40, 25%. Golota 18 of 35, 51%. Golota lands another right hand to start the third. So it's Golota with the early edge on the jab, and that has redounded to help his right hand punch.
Golota bobs, weaves,
Good job.
and gets closer. If he can only keep his cool, don't do anything stupid.
Left hook lands for Grant. Referee Randy Newman telling both corners between rounds that the next foul would bring a point deduction. Right hand over the top by Grant.
1 point. 1 point. 1 point.
This
Point
is
deduction
unfair.
against Golota.
1 point.
This is unfair, I'm telling you.
I haven't seen anything flagrant,
Yeah.
but referee Newman wants to take control of this fight.
Right.
That can be a big factor, because if Grant wins this round, it suddenly becomes a 2-point round and puts him right back in it.
Golota wears a scarlet letter.
I don't like it. I don't like it. The referee has no business. He warned Golota that he was going to do something when he first infraction. The other guy's infraction, he didn't say anything.
No,
He just said,
he warned him as well, George.
No, not like in the ring like he did. He went to his corner and said the same thing he told Golota.
That's a
Let's
good
go.
point. He warned Grant between rounds, but he warned Golota in the ring in front of Grant and the whole crowd.
All right, let him out.
Hard body shot by Golota with the left
And
hand.
the referee is better beware that that cup is too high. Grant's cup is too high.
Well, he hasn't penalized Golota for low blows. He's penalized him for holding. It's a new foul for the foul pole.
All right, let him go. That's enough. That's baby stuff.
You know Golota's history with low blows. He also bit Samson Poha on the shoulder.
Grant is jabbing just like he has wings. His right hand is way back.
Grant takes a big right hand from Golota and comes back with a counter.
Another low
And
blow.
Golota holds his hands out as if to say, when are you going to talk to him about low blows? That one was low.
That's enough.
Hey, leave him alone, referee.
Don't start it now. Cost you more points.
The referee is unjust. It's not a fair job. This is not a good job.
That was an important round for Michael Grant.
Got him back in the fight.
Deep breath, deep breath.
Hey, Mike, listen to me, man. Hey, Mike. Stop letting him push you back and you push him back. Hard left jab.
Jab, straight right hands, left hooks. Basic boxing will beat this guy. He ain't that much. As long as he's stepping back, you step up and hit him. Little feints. All right? You hear me? All right, you're doing good.
Now let's see why there was a deduction here for holding that referee Randy Newman is called.
Not low blows, not holding. I was wrong.
No, that looked like it was for low blows.
Yep.
And that was a borderline punch. And Golota complained, but it was right on the border.
Yeah, so
Border
let me
of what,
correct.
Larry?
The border of that high cup.
Yeah,
the border of that cup you're
Golota
talking about.
doesn't have a high cup.
And now Grant hits low again. And now Newman deducts from Grant.
1 point from him. Now, come here.
Golota's got a nice cup and is at the right
Good fight
position.
now, we're going to have more points. All right, let's go. Work.
So one deduction for each fighter now. And just to correct myself, one more time clearly. I thought the deduction was for holding in the last round. The replay clearly showed you it was for low blows. Hard jab by Golota and a hard left hook. Golota making a lot of contact early against Michael Grant.
We don't need this. Let's go.
Newman once again telling Golota not to hold and hit.
Break.
Grant's like an octopus when you get inside. He's all arms.
Golota is just too good a fighter to be doing the things unnecessary that he's doing. Throwing punches behind the back. Poor guy.
He gets frustrated.
Not frustrated, he's winning.
Yeah, he's winning, but he doesn't feel as though he has reason to feel he's not going to get a fair shot.
And for good reasons. Remember, Grant is trying to take the initiative, and he's not a good fighter going forward. Grant's like to get you leaning on him, and he gets you with good combination.
Left hook by Grant. Left hook by Golota.
Grant has got to re-establish his left jab again. Get back into the fight with your basics.
Oh, that's it, I'm here.
Michael Grant's left eye is beginning to swell.
Come on, now we're getting sloppy. Let's go. Let's
Joe
make it a
Souza
fight.
has done an admirable job on the cut over Andrew Golota's left eye.
Good body punching by Golota this time. It's taking a lot for Grant to recover from that first round.
Left hook to the body by Golota. Right hand upstairs by Grant.
Oh, that's good. I'm here.
Golota's got to be careful just walking in on this big, tall Grant. He's got some power in that right hand himself.
Let him go.
Well, one thing about Golota, he ain't afraid of anybody.
That's for certain.
He walked right in on Riddick Bowe at the time when Bowe was the biggest, baddest fighter in the division.
Bowe was no doubt the biggest, baddest around. The cut, no problems from Golota's eye.
All right, get out of there. Get your head out of there.
Well, we found that Grant has the moxie. Now we have to find out whether he has the skill and the will to pull this out.
Golota landing about half the punches he's throwing. And he gets away with one shot after the bell there.
Deep breath. Listen, Mike. You gotta throw that right hand more often. You gotta keep your eye on the guy and throw the punch at him. Spit it on the floor.
Head up, please. All right. The ref will take care of the job. You just keep jabbing, hitting, and pile up the points, babe. You almost went in that round. You're gonna break him down. He's gonna go. Who feels good? Tell me, huh?
Let's see why Grant had a point deduction. You saw inside. That was south of the border. The left hand catching Grant off balance. Not a damaging punch.
CompuBox numbers
that
in
counts.
Excuse me, Larry. CompuBox numbers in round 4. You probably saw them. Golota landing 24 of 39 for 62%. Very similar to the numbers he was ringing up against Bowe in both disqualification fights. Harold, how do you have it through 4?
Jim, I'll tell you, I think Michael Grant's got to come back a long way. I got it 39-33, 4 rounds to nothing, Andrew Golota. I think he's bugging him. I really do. I think he won the 3rd round, so that round becomes even at 9-9 because Randy Newman took that point from Andrew Golota in the 3rd. So, as I see it, Jim, Michael Grant hasn't won a round. Now watch his head. When Michael gets hit, he just looks down at the floor. I don't know why.
I have it 3 rounds to 1 for Golota.
George, between rounds, Don Turner was asking Grant to start throwing more right hands. Does that suggest to you that Turner already thinks his man might need a knockout to win the fight?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's telling him, forget about the jab, start fighting and get yourself back into it. You're not going to do it with the jab, but I believe differently. It's enough time for Grant to re-establish that bone-jarring jab and take over this fight.
I'm not sure he'll be effective enough with the right hand to get the knockout unless he works behind the jab. But maybe they feel like Golota's going to be open. If he keeps throwing, there's a hard left hook upstairs by Golota.
Golot's the better combination fighter, and whenever there's an exchange, he gets the best of it because he keeps his hands a little closer to his body.
Larry, you've said it many times about Grant. He is a big target in there.
That's it.
Well, big guys, it's like pitching to a tall guy who's got a big strike zone.
Golot's done a good job of going to the body so that knockdown can still be in effect.
He's also done a good job of being first and making Grant respond to him.
That's true. You get off first and let the other guy decide what to do next.
That's exactly what Andrew told us he would do yesterday. He said, I'll put pressure on him and see how he responds.
All right, break clean.
Randy Newman has impressed upon the fighters that they must fight clean. Partially because of that, the action is slowed. Body shot by Grant.
Desperation because he holds on afterwards.
Golota short with the right hand. A rare miss.
Grant is peeping out of his left eye. He's doing a little peep job.
It's already swelling. Right hand by Grant as Golota comes in.
And that hurt Golota.
Rally by Grant. Big punches from Michael at the end of round 5.
Yes. This is what we wanted to find out about Michael Grant.
It's all right. Cut it. Now you get this cut. That's all right. Let's do it. You did the right thing when you start swinging like that. Stay down. But you didn't stay behind the jab. You got to stay behind the jab, set it up, all right?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, stay behind and set up. All right, baby.
It's combinations that make the difference.
All right, Mike. You got all right. You got all right.
Will to win, Mike.
Suck it up, baby.
Suck it up and go get this.
Suck it up and go get this mother.
This is bad
You
drill.
gotta keep it from hurting you.
Straight punches, baby.
Straight punches.
Straight.
Keep your head down.
Now we'll see how Golota responds to that hard flurry in the last 20 to 30 seconds of the last round.
Round 5, the best for Grant so far. He had a 15-10 CompuBox edge in power shots over Golota. Harold Letterman giving Michael Grant that round. And now they approach the midway point of the bout. Scheduled for 12.
Golota does better when he just taps him with the left jab. Just tap, tap, tap. Has no problems. Take the power out of it and just lead with the jab. Grant gets on that ring, he gets his feet set, and he's ready to put 2 or 3 together.
I'm here.
When you're fighting the bigger guys, you got to make them throw a lot of punches just to get a little winded.
That was a cheap shot, but it didn't hurt. Let's go.
Randy Newman said to Grant that was a cheap shot, but it didn't hurt. Easy enough for him to say.
The guy is truly apologetic, Golota. Doing always damage with the left hook.
Now Grant is starting to pop his jab again. Starting to fight the way he intended to at the beginning of round 1.
With that left
And there's a vicious right hand.
Supreme.
Right hand down the pipe by Grant.
With that left jab, Grant can do anything. You gotta believe in your jab. You gotta believe in the jab. For Grant. Golota's gotta stay on top of him and don't give up.
Grant rolling away from Golota's right hand. Made the punch look more devastating than it was.
Break. Oh, no, don't pull his head down. All right. Look over his head. Don't pull his head. Don't swing over. Let's go.
Referees gotta get in there a little quicker. Golota seemed to forget so quick.
Break. Get out of there. Come on, let him go and get out of there.
Dropping his hand. All the little things that you don't do with a good top-rated fighter.
So more and more it appears Grant has weathered the early storm and is beginning to chip his way back into tactical flow, back into the fight he wants to fight.
He's in good condition. That's a good sign when a guy gets up off the canvas, hard shot, and then the lateral round, he comes back, he's in shape.
If you just joined us, Michael Grant, regarded by many as heir apparent to the heavyweight throne, seen by many as the number 2 or 3 or 4 fighter in the division, was floored twice in the first round by the comebacking foul pole Andrew Golota.
That's it.
This despite the fact that Golota was cut over his left eye in the first round and was bleeding at the time he floored Grant.
Golota drops his left hand when he's trying to get in a good hook.
Right, don't punch, don't punch.
He's got to keep it up high when he's not hooking.
Grant's left eye beginning to close.
Sure is. And Grant steals a look over at our announce table as he goes back to his corner as if to say, George, I didn't think it'd be this tough.
Oh, what a way to make a living.
Mike, listen, you gotta be the aggressor. This is the 7th round coming up. You gotta take charge. You can't wait for him to hit you. You understand? You ain't gonna get tired. Don't say nothing for tomorrow. You're waiting too late.
We're bullshitting around trying to be cute here, baby.
He's falling in.
Oh, it's okay. Well, you know what's up now. You got to take the fight. They ain't going to give you nothing. You understand? They ain't going to give you nothing. You got to beat him every round now. You got to keep the jab going. When you come behind the jab.
Throwing that stiff jab and following it with a good right hand, Michael Grant.
Slowing pace. Only 58 total punches from the 2 fighters in round 6. 30 by Golota, 28 by Grant.
Now Golota goes to jabbing with, ooh, and a right hand to the body by Golota.
Punch inside.
Golota's got a repertoire of combinations. The Duvas are great teachers, even if you don't stay with them.
Step back.
Well, and the guy who's working with Golota in the absence of Lou Duva, Roger Bloodworth, pretty good in the gym trainer as well. Also trains Fernando Vargas.
Right.
Grant starting to put combinations together himself.
That right hand to the body by Golota a moment ago is going to make a big difference if this fight goes another couple of rounds.
You heard Bloodworth telling Golota between rounds, they're not going to give you anything. You've got to go out and win every round.
Right.
When Golota makes left move, right move, and then throws his combinations, everything's okay. But don't walk in front of Grant. You can't stay in front of it. Grant's got to pick that left jab up and send it to work. He's waiting on Golota to do something.
Let him go. Get out of there, Michael.
With a long left jab, you don't wait for anyone like that. You're never supposed to wait.
Right, don't punch, step back,
When he waits, he allows Golota to be first, as Andrew was through most of the early action. This is like Lewis waiting on Holyfield last week.
Let him go, don't hit him, just break, get out.
You got to take the initiative.
Lennox sitting on the far side of the ring with presidential candidate Donald Trump.
Let go, don't punch, that's it.
Boy, Donald Trump got good food in this Taj Mahal, I know
Does he?
that.
That's it.
I never know. I give you all my meal tickets, don't I, George?
You want to enjoy yourself. You come down there, you got some restaurants here.
Right, don't punch.
Both fighters slowing down
Considerably.
midway through the first.
But look at the referee. He's slowing down also.
Right.
But Grant showing more aggression.
Right.
Golota seeming to tire now.
Yeah, he's done a lot of punch throwing, but big man like that, you throw so many punches and you got to look for a second win somewhere down the line. He's no doubt the more powerful of the two.
Andrew Golota, 1988 Olympic bronze medalist.
Same right hand again.
Landed the right hand flush on Grant. Grant wobbling. Grant sometimes seems taken back by the unrestrained aggression of Andrew Golota.
He can't believe that this guy's jumping on him like this.
And as they rest between rounds, let's take a look at some upcoming sports programs here on HBO.
December 4, Boxing After Dark returns with junior middleweight champ Fernando Vargas. He'll be back in the ring for the first time since his July battering of Raul Marquez. Also that night, junior lightweight champ Diego Corrales takes on tough John Brown. 4 days later, tune in for Unitas, the next edition of HBO's documentary series, Sports of the 20th Century. Join us for a look at number 19, Johnny Unitas, the man considered the prototypical NFL quarterback. Unitas, coming to HBO December 8. And if you missed the premiere, tune in for a replay of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. We'll look at the WNBA's MVP, Cynthia Cooper, who overcame poverty and violence on her way to the top. Also, a look at Tim Strackett, a top athlete tragically paralyzed who remains a hero at the University of Maryland. Real Sports, where nothing is out of bounds.
Round 8 begins. CompuBox numbers through 7 rounds here. Michael Grant, 81 out of 247, 33%. Andrew Golota, far better, 127 out of 249, 51%. Letterman gave the last round to Golota after Grant had won a couple in a row. Relatively slow-paced heavyweight fight in these middle rounds. Still a lot of bombs on both sides.
Boy, that Grant still got a good right hand. But you can't exchange it with Golota. You got to jab, throw your right hand, and move to the side. He throws it and stands right where he's throwing it from. Golota gets the best.
Right, don't punch, get out.
You always told as a boxer, 1, 2, 3. Finish it up to get yourself in position. He throws the 1, 2. Good body punching. Good right hand to the body again by Golota. And it's happening under that left jab of Grant.
Grant lands upstairs with the right hand as Golota was attacking to the body.
Don't punch, don't lead. Let him go.
Golota is sincerely trying to be a good guy.
Well, he knows he wears the scarlet letter.
Good left hook by Grant.
A lead left hook. He doesn't do it all that often, and now he drives Golota back with a right. And another right. Michael Grant following trainer Don Turner's orders to get more aggressive in there.
All right, let him out, let him out, let him out.
Whenever Golota does 2 or 3 motions, everything stops for Grant.
Hey. Don't do that, and don't pull down on him.
The referee is getting a little more fair now. I like it.
All right, get out of there.
Clipping right hand by Grant.
Right, stop punching, get out.
He's allowing the fight in close.
Some. He's worried.
Evander Holyfield has a theory that these big guys lose their conditioning, get tired fast, and right now it looks like both guys are tired.
Watch your head.
And there's a headbutt, and Grant asking Randy Newman to tell Golota not to butt him.
That was the best.
Golota did that on purpose, though.
That was the best shot he's landed for a couple of rounds.
Good job, Andrew.
Good left hook.
We saw him butt Donnell Nicholson when he was well ahead in the fight. Here he would appear to be ahead again as he butts Grant.
That's it, boys.
8 rounds in the books.
In the mouth, Pete.
And you have to guess Michael Grant is behind on the scorecards, facing big pressure in these last 4 rounds.
All you gotta do is fight. I got the grease. You don't need.
Lennox Lewis explaining real estate to Donald Trump,
who is explaining boxing to Lennox Lewis.
Oh, that's quite a butt.
What it's all about, baby. This is all where it's all mental now. What do you think? Take it away from me.
Both eyes swelling for Grant, George. I haven't seen them use an inswell on his eyes between rounds either.
Grant's corner told him, you fight. You got to fight. Just fight. That's all you have to do.
Harold, how do you have it through 8?
Jim, I got it 4-3-1 even Andrew Golota, but in points 76-72 because of the knockdowns. I mean, I think Andrew Golota's got a solid lead. I think Michael Grant's coming back. He won 5-6, and I also get in the 8th. But I'll tell you, he's not used to swallowing that blood, and both eyes are swallowed. And when Golota gets aggressive like that, he wins the rounds.
But with 4 rounds to go, if your scorecard is in the neighborhood, Harold, it would appear Grant still has a chance to pull it out without a knockout.
I have a closer fight here. I think Golota hasn't done much for the last 4 rounds. I think he's ahead on points because of those knockdowns in the first round. I think the fight is still there to be won.
That's baby stuff. If you want to throw some punches, knock each other out, let's have a fight. Let's go.
Golota can just keep his cool for once in his life. Keep your cool.
It's an even money bet.
When he gets fatigued is where he loses it. And that's the danger for him as we go into these late rounds.
Grant is always off balance going forward, but if you catch him flat-footed, he can really put together some combinations.
Let him out. Don't hit him, don't hit him, don't hit him. Good job.
So he should stand back and counterpunch?
There you jab and hold your ground. Jab, jab, and the guy makes contact, throw your combinations. Golota does a good job of throwing jab, moving to Grant's left.
Break, don't punch, step out.
In his 2 disqualification losses to Riddick Bowe, Andrew Golota damaged Bowe's reputation badly, and some say he shortened Bowe's career with the punishment he dealt out.
No doubt about it.
You can see the same kind of thing potentially happening to Grant here tonight. He's already hurt his rep.
Knocked him down in the first round. Got hit below the belt that time. Golota a couple times this time. Grant is putting it down there to him. The referee better get in there.
They trade big shots. Crowd comes back to life.
Whoa.
Low blow by Golota.
Let's go.
Both are doing it now.
You got a brewing street fight.
Strike, don't punch.
And a referee who doesn't want it to happen.
This is when Grant is going to have to decide if he really want to be champ. Larry Merchant asked him today, do you want it? Yesterday.
And didn't get a straight answer, incidentally.
Do you really want to be champ?
Didn't get a straight answer.
This ice out here.
Spit on baby. How you feel? Talk to me. Talk to me. Here's the bucket right here. Here's the bucket right here, Mike.
The bucket on that side.
Bucket right here.
You hear what he said? He said he's getting tired. Now it's all a head game. You got to come out, you got to look lean, you got to look fresh. When he starts bouncing, you take it away from him. And look, don't push that right hand in. Snap it. You understand what I'm saying? Just snap it. You don't have to throw it hard, just throw it.
Was that a low blow? Yes, it was. And Golota might not have been penalized because of how high that Grant's cup is. His cup still runneth over. Despite the fact that they have a custom-made cup for him now.
Well, he's told us that it rides up always, and once again, it has ridden up during the course of the fight.
Golota's got Grant looking for him. He goes to the left, Grant turns his body to the left. Goes to the right, follows him with his... That's not the position a big boxer want to be in.
The test here is whether which fighter can hold it together, which fighter can come down the home stretch and show the form you want to see in a top fighter.
Right hand every time he catches and beat Grant to the punch.
Golota in trouble.
A lot of time left in this fight.
Yep, plenty of time. This is the way Golota looked when Lewis caught him in round number 1. And down he goes. Could be a break for Golota. He probably needs this count to have any chance of clearing his head.
You want to fight?
A minute.
Want to fight? Want to fight?
He's saying no.
He said he didn't want to
He
fight.
didn't want to go on anymore.
Randy Newman stops the fight as Golota gives him the wrong answer.
Andrew Golota said to him no. He nodded no. And Michael Grant has made a big case for himself tonight in adversity.
Comeback knockout for Grant, but I'm not sure Golota, with his still limited English, understood the question.
I think he understood. He said, do you want to go on? And he gave him a little nod. I think he was dizzy. I think he was dazed. He didn't want to fight anymore.
What do you think, George?
Well, look, it was a good fight.
And he
all
hasn't
gotta agree to
complained.
that.
I want you to know. He went back to his corner and has not complained about the stoppage.
And Michael Grant will earn a lot of fans with a gutty comeback knockout win. Now, George, you didn't get a chance to finish. What do you think?
Yeah, the fight was stopped. Golota was asked a question. He didn't try to say, no, I said the wrong thing. And sometimes, for good reason, the referee stops the fight. And I think for good reasons this time.
So you think it's a good stoppage. And what did Grant show you?
Grant showed me that he's a good fighter. He has heart. He's able to get up off the canvas and continue to fight. And he's a power puncher.
Well, he certainly landed a huge right hand to pull this one out of the fire. And it will be fascinating to see what the ringside scorecards said and whether Grant was in danger of being shaded in a decision here when he pulled it out with a big right hand knockout of Andrew Golota.
Never count me out.
Now let's take another look.
Well, Golota got caught, knocked down, able to get up. He thought he could weather the storm, and ordinarily when a guy throws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he stops for a break. Golota was just counting on it, but it never stopped.
There's the right hand.
Now he loads up with the combination, and Golota's going to ride and just hope he's going to stop. But then this big Grant, once he gets his feet planted, he can do this all night.
That right hand hurt also. And then finally, from the accumulation of punishment, Golota went down.
Golota's just hoping it's going to stop. He's going to stop throwing punches. You can't cover up in a boxing match. You got to move out of the way or hit back.
And from there, Golota reeled to the ropes, beat the count. Referee Randy Newman looked him in the eye and said, do you want to fight? He asked him twice, and it appeared, I think Larry's right, I believe he said no. He certainly didn't say, yes, I want to go back at him.
Well, I wish he had asked Grant the same thing when he was knocked down.
That was in round 1.
Sometimes when you get knocked down, someone asks you, how do you feel? And you say, hi, Mom. You don't know what you're saying. I've been there.
Let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, New Jersey, referee Randy Newman, following the knockdown, calls a halt to the bout at 1 minute, 31 seconds of round 10. The winner and still NABF champion and still undefeated from Norristown, PA, he is Michael Grant.
So it's deja vu all over again for Andrew Golota, who once again appears to take a lead over one of the very top heavyweights in the world, appears on the way to a potential huge victory, and falls prey to the vagaries of his own inconsistent personality and Michael Grant's big punching power in the closing rounds. And now Larry Merchant stands by with Michael Grant.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Michael. What did you find out about yourself tonight?
Well, I knew that when I got knocked down in the first round, this was going to be a test of my faith. And I wasn't going to get counted out. I wasn't going to quit. It's not even in me. So, you know, I just pretty much sustained with my ability and just use my God-gifted talent. But first, Larry, let me just say, give it honor to God and who's the head of my life, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Would you tell us how hurt you were early in the fight?
I mean, it was a punch I didn't even see coming. So he caught me sleeping. And another thing, I don't complain, but this ring is not pulled tight. So every time I pushed off, it slid back. And so it took a pressure off my jab. But you know, I'm not complaining, I sustained it. And I ended up with a knockout. What round was that?
10th round.
10th round knockout.
Did you feel you were behind? Were you being told in your corner that you had to knock him out?
Don told me, look, you know what you got to do? You got to knock him out. And still, I didn't go in and try to knock him out. I tried to use my speed. I knew Golota had a hard time finding my jab when I was moving behind it. And just moving my head, bobbing my head and throwing a jab in there, he had a hard time finding me.
When you're behind in this fight, which was your first really tough test as a professional prize fighter, do you see your boxing life flashing in front of you? Is there a moment where you say, I've got to make a decision here what I want to do with myself?
No, it's not even that. I'm still a humble guy. I'm going to listen to my trainers, you know, whatever the situation may be. So it's not me finding myself. I'm already found. I just got to keep on establishing myself and getting guys in there like Golota and maybe Lennox or whoever the next quality opponent is and get in there and fight like a fighter of the future.
Did you find out tonight that you were a real fighter because a real fighter is going to have to deal with these things in his life?
Did I find out tonight that I was a real fighter? Well, you know, I don't know. Don can tell you that. I just go out there and work.
All right, Don, as long as you keyed us in, Don Turner, you know, you've been around a long time, a lot of guys with talent, but until they go through something like this, do you really know about him?
Well, the only way he could win, and we kept telling him in the corner to work, work, work. In the round before he knocked him out, I said, you behind, you got to knock this guy out, you got to fight. So forget about things and just throw punches. And JC told him, put a bag drill on him. So we found out he's a real fighter.
I know you guys asked me in the press room, have I ever been knocked down in a fight? And that was my first experience knockdown. And hey, I'm not looking for another one. I'm telling you that right now. I'm gonna go to work from the door, Judge.
Was he the best fighter you've ever fought?
He's one of the strongest fighters I've ever fought. But you know, I mean, his stance. You know, like I said, I was getting through that jab. He couldn't parry my jab. I was just being lackadaisical with the jab and trying to, you know, just be fancy in the ring. But
all right,
no.
I asked Lennox Lewis after this fight, does he still want to fight you? And he nodded yes. Will you tell the people who run your career, get me that fight?
Hey, they know what they want to get. I know, but that's the fight I want. I wanted that fight ever since I fought maybe 6 fights ago, 7 fights ago, whatever. So if they can make the fight, they make the fight. But I'm not going to pressure anybody to making the fight, because when my time comes, I'll be ready.
Thank you very much for a great fight. Enjoyed it again,
Thank you, Larry.
Michael.
Thank all you guys. Do it.
All right, Jim.